Today I will show you 10 very useful but still little known camera tricks for your iPhone. And in case you are new here, my name is Werner, I live in the Italian Alps, and on this channel you will find consumer camera reviews and tutorials. Have fun with this video. As you probably know, there are several ways to open your iPhone camera. For example, by pressing the camera icon on the lock screen, by swiping left on the lock screen, or of course by pressing the camera icon on the home screen. What is often forgotten is that you can also control your iPhone camera with Siri and with the help of Hey Siri, even without touching the iPhone. Hey Siri, open camera. As you can see, Siri now opens the camera app. Siri also recognizes a number of other commands. For example, take a photo, take a video, or take a portrait photo. As you could see, in all these cases Siri opens the respective camera mode. This also works with square photo, panel photo, time-lapse video or slow-mo video. But unlike you would expect, it only switches to the respective camera mode, does not start recording or take a photo. But there is a solution and I will show it to you in a moment. But first, take a look at this method to start capturing a video. I double tapped the back of the iPhone to open the camera and it immediately started shooting a video. It doesn't get any faster than that. Especially not one-handed. This is possible with the help of shortcuts. With shortcuts, you can combine several actions into one command. In my example, I combined the actions open camera, start video capture, and save video to one command. Then I assigned the command to the double tap on the back. To set this up, open the Shortcuts app. With the plus, you add a new shortcut. Then you add the following actions. Under Apps, you select the Camera app. Then take video and then as a new command, again under Apps, the Photos app, and there save to photo album. Now you can add your command as an icon to the home screen. And with one tap the camera app opens and your iPhone starts capturing a video. But we want it a bit cooler, so we assign our shortcut to the double tap. To do this, we open the settings menu, select accessibility, there touch. Then we scroll all the way down, select back tap, there we assign our new shortcut to the double tap. Of course, this is just an example of how you can use the camera with shortcuts. Basically, you can combine all possible actions into one shortcut. If it is too time consuming for you to create the shortcuts yourself, you can find a number of predefined shortcuts in the gallery of the Shortcuts app. The most interesting camera shortcuts are say cheese to open the camera and take immediately a photo, text last image to send your last photo with one tap, post live photo to Instagram converts your last live photo to a video and imports it to Instagram, photo grid automatically creates a collage of selected photos. You can assign all these shortcuts to double or triple tap, or you can activate them with Siri. So you can use a shortcut with the help of Siri to not only open the camera, but also to take photos and much more. I will show you another interesting shortcut in a moment. With the help of these first two tricks, I showed you how you can control the camera with Siri or with shortcuts. But even behind the familiar shutter button of the camera app, there are a number of interesting features. If you tap it once, you obviously take a simple photo. But if you tap and hold it, you take a video. The video capture stops as soon as you lift your finger. If you want to take a longer video, simply drag the button to the right onto the lock. Now you can use the button on the right to take single photos while shooting the video. If you drag the shutter button to the left, your iPhone starts a burst recording. In this case, 10 photos per second are taken one after the other. And that brings me to my next trick. The burst mode and how to create GIFs with it. With the burst mode, you will never miss the right moment again. This mode is especially useful for fast action scenes where timing is crucial. When you tap on your photos after shooting, you can select the respective burst recording and pick out the best photos by tapping on select. Now you can decide if you want to keep only the photos you selected. And the cool thing is, you can also create a GIF from your burst photos without using an additional app. Again, this is done with the help of a shortcut. So you open the shortcuts gallery again and select the shortcut Convert Burst to GIF. You just add it. Now when you start this shortcut, you can just select your last burst and your iPhone will then create a GIF from it. But isn't a live photo basically almost the same as a GIF? Not necessarily. The advantage of a GIF compared to a live photo is that the GIF is compatible with other non-Apple devices. So you can send it to friends who don't have an iPhone. Also, as you probably know, the volume buttons have the same functionality as the camera's shutter button. So if you shoot bursts often, you can set the volume up button to take a burst. You can enable this feature in the settings of the camera app. And by the way, if you find these tricks useful, you are hereby given permission to subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. Your iPhone has a small camera sensor and a small lens. Nevertheless, you can create a shallow depth of field or a blurred background even with your iPhone. For this you have two choices, the natural way or by using the portrait mode. Let's say you want to do it in a natural way. This is especially great for videos, for which there is no portrait mode. You should follow these rules. You get as close as possible to your subject with the camera. The background should also be as far away as possible. You should also use the standard lens or even the telephoto lens. And there you have your blurred background. The whole thing works with portrait mode too, of course. Sometimes the portrait mode works well and sometimes not so well. Also here I have a tip for you. If the blurred background effect doesn't look like you want it to, you can change it afterwards. You select the portrait photo and choose Edit. With the f-stop here, you can adjust the blurred background. The higher the value, the lower the effect and vice versa. If you tap on Portrait, you can deactivate the effect completely. On the subject of blurred background, just one last tip for all video fans among you. With the right app, for example Filmic Pro, you can also create a smooth focus pull manually, and that with a smartphone. And because we were already into making the results from your iPhone camera look like they were taken with a more professional camera, you can also achieve such a result with live photos. With live photos, you can reproduce the effect of a long exposure. This is suitable for example for capturing the lights of vehicles or running water. You simply create a live photo. Then you select your photo and swipe up with your finger. Now you can add an effect to your live photo. Here you choose long exposure and you have your long exposure effect. To get the best possible result, I recommend to hold your iPhone as still as possible. Ideally, you use your iPhone on a small tripod. If you're interested in my favorite iPhone accessories, check out the links in the video description. My next trick is quickly explained. If you're like me and use the video mode more often than the photo mode, you can also set the camera app to always start in the last used mode. You do this in the settings of the camera app with preserved settings and camera mode. Now the camera will always start in the mode that was last active. For example, the video mode. With creative controls, you can also activate the last used filter when restarting the camera. If you often shoot videos with your iPhone and also copy them to your computer and edit them, you might have noticed that the videos of your iPhone often show compression artifacts. These are muddy areas in the image that tend to appear especially when the image has a lot of small details in the same color. For example, many small branches or blades of grass. These artifacts also occur particularly frequently in 4K 60. These so-called compression artifacts occur because the iPhone wants to keep the size of the video file as small as possible, and therefore compresses them heavily. If you now copy your video to the computer using AirDrop, the file will be compressed even more and even more artifacts will appear. The same happens if you import the file into Photos and then export it normally. So if you care about a good video quality, you should do the following. Import the videos using a cable into the Photos app and then export them as unedited original. Or if you don't want to give up AirDrop, go to the settings of the Photos app and activate Keep Originals. This way you prevent your videos from being compressed even more and you get a clearly better image quality for your videos. Now that was pretty technical. So here's a tip, or actually two tips for the selfie fans. Often you will extend your arm completely when taking a selfie. It is quite cumbersome to press the shutter button with the outstretched arm. So in such cases you should use the volume buttons. Okay, you were probably already aware of that. So even more interesting is that your photo will not look like the preview. Rather, you will get a mirrored result when shooting a selfie. This can be quite confusing depending on the situation. You can easily fix this problem as well. You can do this in the settings of the camera app under Composition by activating Mirror Front Camera. Now a very special trick. As you know, the manufacturers of certain products are always keen on writing the ingredients as small as possible on the packages. Even user instructions are sometimes written incredibly small. We then often take a photo and then zoom in. But this can be done much faster and more efficiently with the help of the somewhat hidden magnifier app. You have to activate it first to find it. You do that under Settings, Accessibility and Magnifier. The app works incredibly well for the purposes mentioned. It also includes a few tools like the flashlight, contrast or exposure settings. And that's it for today. If you found the video helpful or interesting, give me a like as feedback and see you next time.